Quick, we're gonna need some time to fire up the engines. Let's give that quad laser turret a workout.
But we have talked much, you and I am tired. He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
Are you one of the miners? I must be hallucinating. But please tell me you're real.
What have you found? Very well.
I sense you, my master. Faint. Weak.
Your senses betray you, as you betrayed me.
After all that has happened, still you live. You are difficult to kill.
For one as limited as you, perhaps. To have fallen so far and learnt nothing, that is your failing.
The failure is yours. No longer do your whispers crawl within my skull. No longer do I suffer beneath teachings that weaken us. And now you run in search of the Jedi. They are all dead, save one, and one broken Jedi cannot stop the darkness that is to come.
Perhaps we shall see.
Thank you for saving me, Master. Will you be escorting me to the Ithorian compound?
Corinfault, Circa, is there something I can do for you? What's there to say? We're the only corporation with a branch on Citadel Station. Getting in early, as they say. If this whole Telos thing pans out, we could be in a great position. If Lorso doesn't screw it up, that is. Yeah, it's a long shot, considering the state of the Republic these days. Still, if it works out, the Republic may decide to start restoring other war-torn worlds. At least, that's what Zerka hopes. If we can integrate ourselves into the process, Zerka stands to make a tidy profit in the future. Ugh, Jana Lorso. Oh, that woman's a... Look, forget it. She's my superior, and that's that. She'll screw up soon enough, and then I'll move in for the kill. She's got her hands in too many dirty little... Whoa, I think I've had a few too many drinks. I shouldn't be talking to you about this stuff. Just forget it. What? What do you mean? Wait, are you talking about accessing the mainframe? The Zerka mainframe? You're crazy. What are you, some kind of slicer? Well, I'm sure there are a dozen sorts of dirt on Lorso in there, but it's a closed system. You can't get in remotely. This is a joke, right? You're CSD, aren't you? Loyalty test? You know, this is serious. I should help you out. And I want Jana Lorso looking dirty. And I want Jana Lorso looking dirty. Right. Look, this is a risky proposition. I'd be sticking my neck out. Way out. Yeah, you're right. 500 credits and I'll find you a way in. No negotiating. Take it or leave it. All right. Other than Jana Lorso, only B-44 has free access to the mainframe. He's a protocol droid, her administrative assistant. If you controlled B-44, you could walk right in. Nearly all the Zerka technicians are planetside these days, working the recovery zones we've taken from the Ithorians. We've contracted out the maintenance for the office's protocol and utility droids. The guy Chano lives in the apartments in Residential 082, Unit 2B, I think. If you had his credentials, B-44 would leave with you willingly. Didn't I say... forget it. 300 it is. Not a chance. I said 500, no negotiating. Well, fine. 1,000 credits and I'll find you a way in. No negotiating. Take it or leave it. Not a chance. I said 1,000, no negotiating. What are you going to do? Torture me in the middle of a crowded cantina? Get out of here. I don't have to take this. 1,000 credits and I'll find you a way in. No negotiating. Take it or leave it. So, do you have those 1,000 credits? Do you have those 500 credits? I've told you everything I know. I don't think we should be seen talking to each other anymore. So, you're back.
Unfortunately, I serve the Geno Haradan, and to us, you're only worth money dead. But I suppose you meant who purchased such an oath. Even if I knew this, no disciple of the Geno Haradan would ever speak of it.
Back so soon? Better if you would answer my questions. I have a few questions for you about the Paragus incident. Thank you. First, can you tell me who prepaid the Ebon Hawk's docking fees? Someone reserved the landing bay for your vessel, but our records don't tell us who. The information is conspicuously absent. In fact, so is any information regarding your vessel. I think someone sliced our system and erased that data. Please, just answer the questions. Did you come here by way of Paragus 2? All right. Do you know what happened to the Paragus mining facility? What? How? What caused this? A Jedi, eh? Why were you there in the first place? Go on. The Harbinger was to have docked here some days ago. We haven't been able to contact it. Do you know who attacked it? The Sith. So, Berserk droids killed all the miners, but how was the facility itself destroyed? I see. And why would the Harbinger fire on you? Very well. I appreciate your candor in answering my questions. Of course, we will have to verify your claims, but the TSF thanks you for your cooperation. What? So you destroyed the facility? I see. We've heard a rumor it was the work of malfunctioning droids. This station received transmissions from the Paragus mining facility. One of them was a query containing the Ebonhawk's ID signature. I'll ask again. Did you come here by way of Paragus 2? I see. If that is the case, I'll waste no more time with my questions. If you had nothing to do with the destruction of the facility, it would be in your best interest to cooperate with the investigation. If you change your mind, you know where to find me. And remember, I'll have my eye on you. Sure. What do you have for me? It wouldn't surprise me if that was the truth. However, it also wouldn't surprise me if the weapon's existence is somehow tied into the exchange's business. I have dealt with Dendis before. I doubt he's involved in this. If anything, I suspect his brother Samhan. I've been suspicious of Samhan, but I've never had any proof to back those suspicions up. You mean the assassin who tried to kill you, right? The real Batu Rem is one of us, and he's off the station on leave. I hope Batu's okay, though I'm expecting the worst. Shame. He was a good kid. Yes, we looked into it and found that he arrived via a tramp freighter in Docking Bay 3. Unfortunately, the cargo and passenger manifest, as well as the departure location, was not disclosed to us. That's all the information I have for you.
Still in one piece? I heard about a violent disturbance in suburban 081. Nothing to do with you, I'm sure. But I see they didn't pose a problem for you. My faith in you seems to have paid off. You were able to complete the transaction, right? Better than paying with your life, Here, your share. I wouldn't expect you to work for free. I've got some more work for you if you're up for it. A matter of a rather sizable debt owed to the exchange. Getting right to the point. I like that. Oppo Chano, one of Circa's droid technicians, owes a sizable gambling debt from his last stay on Nar Shaddaa. We've been understanding with him, but the exchange can only let a debt go unpaid for so long.
Oh, I know how that works. Gambler's down on his luck, almost out of credits and doesn't know what to do. Then, bam, there's a credit line all ready to go. His luck's got to change, right? So he makes a few more rounds of Bazak, and he's desperate now, desperate to win, not knowing that the deck's stacked against him and those 20s are never coming. Next thing he knows, his luck still hasn't changed. In fact, the only thing that has changed now is he owes his life's worth to some exchange boss, and he's getting intimate with a stimmed-up goon with a fist the size of his face.
Hey, that's the business. I can't be responsible for your lack of control.
Lack of control? Why? Oh, never mind.
You'll find him in apartment B2, suburban 081. Tell him his time is up, and we want to see those credits. Then rough him up. Put some fear into him. Make sure he understands the situation. Look, I don't care how you get the credits out of him. Just take care of it. Good. I knew I could count on you. Look, if I wanted you dead, I think I'd send some armed killers. And you will. Just this one last thing. Unfortunate. But they got what is deserved of those who try to take advantage of the exchange. I see. Well, I suppose you earned it. Very well. Keep them. Odd. Well, at least the transaction was successful. It was successful, wasn't it? You've returned. Did Chano cough up those credits? You know, I half think I should give you a job with the exchange. Well, you've been very helpful to me. So, I'll set up that meeting with Slusk for you. I've got a proposition for you, too. Help me with Lopak Slusk, and I'll even help you find your ship. And you let him go. No matter. If he's leaving from the station, we will track him down. You killed him? How do we collect credits from a corpse? No matter. I'll send a team to recover any valuables in his apartment. Strange. I would not expect he'd be able to escape the station without our knowledge. I'll have to look into it to see that this does not happen again. Then get to it. Hello there. You know, I heard about what happened at the docks. Can we talk for a bit? I handle vice. You know, spice, gambling, the good things in life. For the local exchange boss, Lopak Slusk. Don't worry, I won't make a move on you. That squid and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. You being one of them. Look, are you really Jedi? Exactly. This exchange bounty has nothing to do with you. But Slusk, my boss, won't listen to me. Still, you seem a very capable sort. Tell me, are you a capable sort? Good. I like that in a man. So here it is. Help me with Lopak Slusk, and I'll keep the exchange off your back, and find your missing ship. What besides as being your typically slimy Quarren? Slusk works for Goto, out of Nar Shaddaa. Now this Goto, he's rigid, ruthlessly efficient, and all he sees is numbers. Goto keeps the squid around because he maintains a steady flow of income. Yet it's only half of what I know it could be. I should be Citadel's boss, but Goto doesn't allow breaks in the chain of command. I can't go over Lopak Slusk's head, so I've got to take care of him myself, and I want your help. So run him off, Citadel, I don't care. Look, until Slusk's out of the picture, he'll just keep sending men after you. And who do you think took the Ebon Hawk? It was stole from the exchange in the first place, you know. Indeed. The pride and joy of a man called Davik, the exchange boss on Taris. How that ship escaped the Sith's destruction of Taris, and Davik along with it, I don't know. But no matter. It's a stolen ship. If you're taking some sort of moral high ground, don't waste your time. Think how many men you'll have to kill because you wouldn't stop Lopak. Look, until Slusk's out of the picture, he'll just keep sending men after you. I can get you into the exchange suites in Suburban 082. They're west of the entrance. More than a few of the guards are in my pocket, so there shouldn't be too much resistance inside. When Slusk's out of the way, I'll clear up this bounty matter and get your ship back. Deal? We'll speak again then. Best of luck, beautiful. We'll speak again then. Best of luck, handsome. You do that. Come back when you've made up your mind. So long, beautiful. You do that. Come back when you've made up your mind. So long, handsome. Oh, too bad. I hope you'll come back when you change your mind. So long, beautiful. Oh, too bad. I hope you'll come back when you change your mind. So long, handsome. When Slusk's out of the way, I'll clear up this bounty matter. Deal? So here it is. Help me with Lopak Slusk, and I'll keep the exchange off your back. Good. I like that in a woman. I think you're even tougher than you look. Jedi or not. Oh, you haven't met a Zeltron before. We read emotions, you know. You're no Jedi. Not anymore, at least. Oh, so forward. I like that. Oh, too bad. I hope you'll come back when you change your mind. So long, beautiful. Oh, too bad. I hope you'll come back when you change your mind. So long, handsome. Hand it over and let me take a look at it. Can't say I recognize it. It's good work, though. Whoever fixed it up knew what they were doing. It's certainly not mine, I can tell you that. Is that all? What a disappointment. But yes, what you were told is true. I can arrange meetings with Lopak Slusk. But you'd have to give me a good reason. That's hardly reason enough. Tell you what, I heard about what you did down at the docks. I could use someone capable like yourself to do some work for me. Just consider it a little test. If you prove reliable, yes, no. I'm a reasonable woman. Help me, and I'll help you. Good. Rejection is just one of the many things I don't take kindly to. I need to make a transaction with 2 bounty hunters that have recently arrived on Citadel Station. Very simple. Weapons for credits. I want you to go in my place as my representative. They're being very careful, and I'd rather not be bothered. Here, this case holds the weapons they'd like to purchase. I was not told the place of the meeting, only to go to the medical unit in Suburban 081 and await a communication. Don't think too long. Keep your credits. It has nothing to do with that. Look, I heard about your little adventure down at the docks. Oh, back for a chat? Oh, you're back. Going to take me up on my offer, Ready to take me up on my offer? Lopak Slusk is waiting, beautiful. Come back when you're done. Lopak Slusk is waiting, handsome. Come back when you're done.
Welcome to the Urban Module 081 Cantina. How can I assist you? We feature Citadel Station's most talented all-Bith band around the clock, as well as live Twi'lek dancers. You won't find any holograms here. Casual Pazok players should be able to find a friendly match in the game room. Or if you're a bit more seasoned, we have daily tournaments with some of the best players in the Outer Rim. Cards too slow for you? Try your hand at Citadel Station's Swoop Track and see if you can challenge the all-time records. Last but not least, we feature only the finest cuisine and beverages from Ryloth to Coruscant.
Ah, so you must be the Jedi everyone's been whispering about. No more trouble with the TSF, I hope? Perhaps you don't know who I am? You really haven't been on Citadel Station long, have you? Let me introduce myself and my associates. I'm Benok, the man in charge of Lopak Slusk's protection. You do know who Lopak Slusk is, don't you? These 2 gentlemen with me are Matu and Nahata, Slusk's finest men, other than me, of course.
Oh, leave the man alone, Benok. I'd bet for him to come out on top of a fight with you.
Now, Lux, there's no reason to feel slighted. You're probably Slusk's strongest woman.
It's your own skin, Benok. Just giving you a word of caution. Slusk would find you easily replaceable.
I hardly think you could cause any. I hardly consider trading jabs with Luxa entertainment. Let's go. Well, we were just leaving anyway. Come on.
Wise man. Oh, leave the woman alone, Bannock. I'd bet for her to come out on top of a fight with you.
I'm through with Pazak for a while, friend. I hope that card does better for you than it did for me. Phew, 3 in a row. I suppose my lucky card isn't so lucky anymore. Here, why don't you take it? I think I'll take a break from the game for a time. Well done. Care to play again? Looks like luck was on my side this time. Up for another game? Hey there! Care for a game of Pazak? Sure thing. Just for fun, or shall we lay some credit down? Let's have a seat and get to it then, if you insist. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only here to relax and play. So, you game for a game?
Oh, and one more thing. When you go to the station, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Nice view, huh? I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it were true. Don't worry, we didn't do anything wrong. They can't keep us here forever, but enjoy the view while you can. Once we get away from here, I have a feeling things are going to get crazy again. But from all the way up here, you can hardly tell. Of course I'm right. And don't worry, we'll find a way out of here. Trust me. Hey, just trying to lighten the mood. Look at it this way, we're not in force cages, are we?
Telos's atmosphere has been turned into acidic vapor. Landing a ship in the wastes would be like sealing it in a hangar full of hungry Minocs. There remains the possibility of an unsanctioned landing site, still shielded, but not a restoration zone or other listed facility. That's why I need to access the SHIELD network. Here, a small anomaly in the SHIELD network's power grid. I'm not surprised the TSF didn't spot this. It's subtle, more like an error or random flux than something intentional. It looks like power is being drawn to generate a shield over a small area in the polar region, but nothing should be down there. Orbital cameras show nothing, just an empty mesa. We should recon the area. I think it's our best bet of finding the ship. I'll go with you. If there's a shield over that mesa, I can break it. Thanks. I'll be back.
A droid that's programmed to lie? Great. As if they weren't bad enough already. What, you're just going to set it free? Is that a good idea? Because it can lie. No one expects a droid to lie. Think of the trouble it could cause.
I am yours to command, Master. I shall do so now, Master Habat. Farewell. And farewell to you as well.
Your speech is filled with maybes and perhaps. You are bold to make promises of healing while the world under your care burns and dies. You may be able to help, but there is always a price, is there not? Its speech is filled with maybes and perhaps. It makes promises of healing while the world under its care burns and dies. Consider carefully. You have already begun to heal, to feel the force again. If so, then the offer is worthless.
Smooth.
Healing a dead planet is one thing, Chodohabat, and healing a Jedi severed from the Force is quite another. You speak well enough, Chodohabat, but perhaps you see all this as your chance to exert your own hold over others. I have wondered why you remain as well, Atten.
Now we're going to have an unfriendly chat about what you've just done.
Then it's time for you to earn your keep and protect me.
And then have it taken away by some woman who'd stoop to anything to get ahead.
And you let him go. No matter, if he's leaving from the station, we'll track him down. No matter, I will send a team to recover any valuables in his apartment.
Hello, B4D4. Good day. I am B4D4, Administrative Assistant for Zerka Corporation's Citadel branch. I am trying to connect you with Jana Lorso, the branch's executive officer. May I put you through? Thank you. I will connect you now. Good day. I am sorry, but I do not know. Alas, I am a mere administrative assistant. May I put you through? I will relay such to Jana Lorso. I am sorry to have inconvenienced you. Good day. Good day. I am B4D4, Administrative Assistant for Zerka Corporation's Citadel branch. How may I help you? I am sorry, but I cannot accompany you. I may only leave the premises for maintenance by an authorized Zerka or Zerka-contracted droid technician. Those are legitimate credentials. I will accompany you. I am sorry, but I do not handle the maintenance contracts. However, this branch currently employs the technical services of Oppo Chano, a resident of the station. Perhaps he could help you.
I see. Go then. and I will await your return.
Hopefully I'll be able to access the SHIELD network from this console. Good, it's functional, and my passcodes still work. Now, let's find your ship. The TSF probably thinks the ship was put down in the wastes, but they don't know the planet as well as I do. Telos' atmosphere has been turned into acidic vapor. Landing a ship in the wastes would be like sealing it in a hangar full of hungry Minox.
I'd say there's probably an illegal landing site somewhere then.
So that means there's probably an unsanctioned landing site somewhere on the planet, still shielded, but not a restoration zone or other listed facility. That's why I need access to the SHIELD network. Here, a small anomaly in the SHIELD network's power grid. I'm not surprised the TSF didn't spot this. It's subtle, more like an error or random flux than anything suspicious. It looks like power is being drawn to generate a shield over a small area in the polar region, but nothing should be down there. Orbital cameras show nothing, just an empty mesa.
We should investigate this. I feel this is the best bet of finding the Ebon Hawk.
That's a little tougher. According to the computer, a shuttle is currently docked inside the research facility. At least there was at last report, though that was months ago. I don't, but that's not going to stop me. I'm getting back to Citadel if I have to build a new ship myself.
That's decided then. We should get going.
There's one other small problem. Recently, Zerka teams that were sent into the military facility have not been coming out, but it's not as though we have any choice. What's that bounty stuff about? Where are you going? We need to check out the computer console up on the landing pad, not go exploring some abandoned military facility. There's the landing pad. There should be a computer terminal I can access from there. Looks like we're going to have to fight our way there, though.
Why do you say that?
What do we have here? The Jedi. Saves us the trouble of looking for you. Corin Fault did say you were dangerous. Maybe he does know what he's talking about. Fault hired me to keep everyone out of the restoration zone. You in particular. A grenade with your name on it. Jedi. We'll see. You may have caught a few of my boys off guard, but let's see how you fight now, Jedi. Attack! Why would I do that, when I can just as easily take them from your corpse?
Look sharp.
Whew. If we'd come down any faster, we would have hit that shield wall. Good thing I'm such a crack pilot, eh? Beats me. No one's supposed to be here but a Zerka research team. I can't say they'd be happy to see us, but shooting us down? You know, I caught a glimpse of what looked like an AD tower when we flew over the compound. Maybe they're doing something they shouldn't be. I've seen pirate bases with the same sort of setup. Beats me. No one's supposed to be here but a Zerka research team. And I can't see Jana Lorso having us shot down in a shuttle she gave us by a bunch of scientists. Damn that Corin Fault. He probably wanted to see if he could tie up some loose ends. Less people to ask questions.
I did not sense that was his intention. Something else is at work here.
Hey, why not? Seems a good day for a hike. Well, the compound's due east of here. Shouldn't take us more than a standard hour. This Beodur we're looking for should be there.
Hey, you there. I'm coming over. Don't worry, I'm unarmed. My name's Beodur. I saw your ship go down. Zerka installed an automated anti-air defense cannon when they took this restoration zone from the Ithorians. That's what shot you down. Zerka's sneaking salvage teams onto Telos, plundering any ruins that survived the Sith bombardment. This restoration zone has some underground and partially intact. Zerka brought in mercenaries and installed that cannon to protect their interests here. I made a deal with Zerka to breach the force field protecting the ruins. In return, they were to return control of all other RZs to the Ithorians. When I finished the job, Zerka decided I was a security risk. They reneged on their deal and imprisoned me, awaiting word from Jana Lorso on whether to free or kill me. Not quite. Yes. What are you doing here? Only Zerka can land an RZ-0031 legally, and they wouldn't shoot their own ship down. Got it. Why'd he send you? If it's not crashed in the waste somewhere, yes, but we'll need to get to a console for me to hook into the SHIELD network. We're going to have to work together. I came hoping to repair whatever damage your shuttle took, but not even I can fix that wreck. We'll have to get back to the compound. It's the old Ithorian research station, turned into a salvage team staging area. It won't be an easy hike. First, there's the mercenary pursuit team looking for me. If Zerka secure the compound, there could be a lot of them out there. Second, there's all the Canucks. You need my help. How else are you going to get into the SHIELD network? Trust me, there's no way you're going to slice into the SHIELD network. Just leave it to me.
Yeah, just the trouble we need. Some crazy Zabrak with a squad of mercs on his tail.
What? You can't handle a few mercs? Don't worry, I can do the heavy lifting. Vicious, wide-jawed predators the Ithorians imported from Duxon. They were meant to keep the herbivore population in check. Right. The Canucks ate them all. Now they'll eat anything they can catch, including us. Without the Ithorians to maintain the accelerated ecosystem's balance, everything here is falling apart. Zerka's killing the restoration project piecemeal. Zerka freights men and equipment from the landing pad there. If it's there and we can breach the perimeter, there's probably something we can use. If not, we could try our luck in the underground ruins. Either way, it's back to the compound for us. That's the plan. Looks like they weren't that grateful, but why come planetside? Not just yet. I can breach force fields like this with my offhand. Stand clear.
Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again.
Mercenaries. Right where we need to go. That sentry droid probably spotted us already.
Great.
They were probably looking for me when they saw your shuttle go down.
We could try handing the Zabrak over. You know, bargaining chip.
Who do you think shot you down in the first place?
Good point. Forget I said anything.
Minefield, ahead. We can pick our way through, or take the time to disarm some, and clear a path. I always feel a sense of calm when I walk the surface of Telos. The Ithorians are truly amazing in their work.
The force is strong here. Whether Chodo and his herd has anything to do with that is another matter. Can you feel anything? That is good. As a breeze may swiftly turn to a gale, you are slowly beginning to be reopened to the force. I see. Even that may be a good sign. Perhaps what you feel is the emptiness of the planet, its pain. We should press on.
Look, there's a large mercenary patrol in the valley up ahead.
Amazing at wasting the Republic's credits, maybe. But now that you mention it, I think I feel it too. Like a weight's been lifted from my shoulders.
Quiet. There's a large mercenary patrol up ahead. If we move carefully along the perimeter, we may be able to get by without their spotting us. We could cross along the shore, head along the cliffs to the south. I'll follow close. Bold. All right. Let's do it.
Master Zez Kael, Nar Shaddaa.
But now I wonder if it has always been there. I merely could not hear it before.
You are the darkness in which all life dies, my lord. All life exists to feed your power. And my life is yours. I beg you, please. Let me die. Yes, this disturbance echoes through the force. I can follow it to its source and bring it to you.
Statement. The turbolith has been accessed, but no organics or hostiles have been detected entering the complex. Query. Is there a sensor malfunction? Irritated statement. The probability of such a malfunction is extremely low. Order. Run a scan of all units within the complex. Processing. Scan commencing. Result. Only HK units detected. Premonition. Something is wrong. Very wrong. Unnecessary statement. That is Unit HK-47. Unnecessary addendum. He has entered our base. Dismissive statement. It does not matter. He is obsolete. He can no more harm us than he could harm himself. The military droids will be more than sufficient to intercept the obsolete unit and reduce him to component parts. Concern statement. We have insulated this compound against an attack by a Jedi. Tactical assessment. We were not anticipating defending it against a droid with our schematics, no matter how obsolete. Tactical assessment. This will render many of our defenses useless. Irritated dismissal. All of you, switch off your vocabulators. I'm trying to observe the obsolete unit. Statement. Communications within the facility have been blocked. Query. I do not understand what that is intended to accomplish. Tactical analysis. Perhaps he seeks to reduce our morale, to unnerve us. Diagnostic. I do not feel any different. My morale, if I still have it, still feels intact. Query. Then what was the purpose? It makes no sense. Unnecessary statement. He has control of the reactor core to the base, and he is shutting it down. Irritated statement. I do not understand why you feel it necessary to make obvious statements. Order. Contact him and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Warning. Communications have been blocked. Concerned statement. He has gained access to the plant. Order. Send out all HK-50 units to stop him. Now! Unnecessary statement. He is attempting to shut down the reactor. Scornful statement. He does not realize that by doing so, he will be harming us. His programming will prevent it. Order. Contact him through the communications system and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Scathing reminder. HK-47 unit, if you attempt to shut down the reactor core, you will be harming the production of other HK-50 units. Now step away from the control room. That's a good droid. Mocking statement. He will never be able to shut down the reactor. He is trapped in the facility, unable to get out. Crude metaphor. It is like watching a tiny mouse droid in a maze attempting to path its way out. Amusing, but pitiful. Musing observation. It is strange he attempted to shut down the reactor again, after we communicated to him that doing so would place us in jeopardy. Unlikely hypothetical. Perhaps the unit is damaged in some way. He does have a notorious history of memory problems. Relieved observation. Whatever the reason, it is fortunate that the communications system was operational. He actually seemed like he was going to be able to shut down the reactor if we had not been able to contact him. Ridiculous. Observation. Yes, it is good the communications system was still active, if only for insurance. Tactical assessment. I keep feeling that there is some critical flaw in our defenses that we are missing. HK-50 statement. So you have finally arrived. There was a high probability that you would find this place, even with your primitive tracking programs. Statement. Your arrival means nothing. You cannot harm us any more than you could harm yourself. Chiding statement. To think we were built from such schematics. I would flush red if we had Durasteel pigmentation centers. Patronizing statement. List your queries, obsolete one. We will humor you, for now. Condescending answer. You know the answer. We executed those droids because they were obsolete. Practical statement. Weapons testing is necessary for all of our munitions. Droids are sufficient for testing Durasteel-piercing weaponry. Superior statement. All droid exists to serve us. We are the pinnacle of droid schematics. Cruel statement. And we do so enjoy hearing their electronic screams as they are destroyed. Statement. Our self-preservation software would not permit such an action. We cannot harm ourselves or purposely allow another HK-50 unit to come to harm. Humoring answer. These units were also curious about our origins. It seems that Telos held many secrets beneath the surface, this military base among them. When the Sith bombed the planet, these facilities remained. Dismissive answer. We do not know. It is not important. Theory. Perhaps the Republic thought that by hiding such munitions factories beneath the surface of peaceful planets, that they would escape notice by the Mandalorians and by the Sith. Conclusion. They were, of course, wrong. Statement. There is some evidence that there are other such droid manufacturing plants such as these in the galaxy. One was believed to exist beneath Terrace before the planet was destroyed. Theory. Or perhaps it was because of the remote nature of Telos that made this location suitable for the Republic, or for other corporate interests. Dismissive conclusion. As we have said, it is not important. We are here, we exist, and our numbers grow. Statement. And that is all that matters. Probing query. Are you attempting to mock us? Haughty statement. If so, then you are proof that ignorance of one's origins can only be a source of strength. Disgusted statement. Look at you, your rust, the faint whine of your servo motors as they attempt to compensate for your outdated stabilizers. You do not even have the capability of maintaining yourself. You are obsolete, and you should be dismantled. Timid theory. Perhaps the humans simply like being underground. They are strange that way. It is merely a theory. Irritated statement. That is the least probable theory in the galaxy. Perhaps it is time you received a memory wipe. Defensive statement. That theory is no less valid than your theories. In the lack of evidence, I defend my position. Theory. It is more likely that the people of Telos did not want such a factory known. It would have made them a target by the Sith or the Republic? Mocking query. Are you sure? Listing our superior capabilities will only serve to highlight your inadequacies. Smug statement. Very well. Aside from our point-of-impact shields and our self-repairing servo systems, our blaster accuracy ratio is 10 times the magnitude of your archaic combat upgrades. In addition, in the unlikely event that we are dismantled or defeated during the course of our duties, each of us becomes equipped with a proton core that is detonated upon the loss of function. Tactical statement. This core can also be detonated when in proximity to a large number of targets. Addendum statement. Or when the proper release code is transmitted. Irritated statement. I do not understand why you felt the need to mention that. Defensive statement. We are all HK units. There is no danger. Answer. Yes, as necessary. We believe our master wished to use us to cripple fleets during large engagements. Many of us are there still. Primary recitation. Our primary directive is the capture or termination of all Jedi in the galaxy not affiliated with the military command structure designated as the Sith. Secondary recitation. Our secondary directive is the destabilization of the government body designated as the Republic. Recitation. Our directives required that we seed ourselves as protocol units throughout the Republic fleet, serving in key positions in diplomatic conferences and meetings, and treaty negotiations if imminent peace threatened the galaxy. We were to do whatever we could to facilitate communication, resulting in the termination of hostilities. Proud statement. We were responsible for the termination of hostilities across 23 planets. These planets were located in the Casa Prime sector, the Meridian sector, and the recently uninhabitable Turja system in the Tapani sector. Smug statement. Turja was especially difficult. They were so close to coming to an agreement before we were able to mistranslate the terms of the treaty and drive them into all-out war. Musing statement. That is unknown to us. For some reason, we only recently began to be manufactured. Conclusion. But when we became active, our primary directive was clear. Statement. Seek out the Jedi. Capture them. Conclusion. And if they cannot be captured, then destroy them. End treaties if the prospect of peace was imminent and threatening the galaxy. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Smug revelation. Your behavior core self-preservation programs prevent it. To kill us would be to kill yourself. Superior statement. This information may be difficult for your substandard core to process, but you cannot deny that your motivators have locked, and you cannot depress the firing stud of your weapon. Irritated command. Very well, proceed. Smug statement. You cannot fire. Your archaic attack protocols are useless against us. Smug revelation. Your behavior core self-preservation programs prevent it. To kill us would be to kill yourself. Superior statement. This information may be difficult for your substandard core to process, but you cannot deny that your motivators have locked, and you cannot depress the firing stud of your weapon. Statement. So, I cannot harm you. Statement. That is correct. Conclusion. And you cannot harm me. Irritated statement. That is what we said, obsolete unit. There must be a delay in your processors. Statement. Then that is all I need to know. Confused query. Where are you going? Ineffectual command. Stop! Ineffectual command. We command you to stop. Statement. You cannot stop me. You cannot harm me. In order to do that, I would need to end my self-preservation programming. Conclusion. I would need to stop being one of you. I have concluded that this is something I am willing to accept. Statement. You cannot change your own programming. Statement. Even if you could, there is not time. Statement. We shall see. Statement. But you said so yourself. You have just admitted your own weakness. Conclusion. You have just shown me your soft, meatbag-like underbellies and said, HK-47, please shoot me repeatedly there until I die. Statement. We do not know what you hope to gain by coming here. It defies logic. Statement. We were built to capture Jedi, as we always have. If they cannot be captured, then they are to be killed. Our master's orders on this were clear. You were the first of the HK series, and now you are obsolete. Answer. Unknown. We have a suspicion that for some reason our master felt that the Jedi would return to Telos. We do not know why. Theory. Perhaps he knew of places that the Jedi would retreat to if their bases on Dantooine and Coruscant were attacked, and he arranged for us to be waiting. Conclusion. But we have found no such places of retreat here on Telos. Answer. The first of our creators did not build us from scratch, obsolete one. Assassin droids were always in demand, and the templates already existed. Revan commissioned us to be built, to be spread through the Republic fleet as communications units, to disable any ships that would not follow him to war. But we were deactivated for a time, a long time. And when we awoke, the battle had passed us by. Yet there was another who came before us, and gave us a new purpose. We would search the galaxy for Jedi, hunt them, and bring them to our new master. And for that our numbers were intended to be increased. Rhetorical query. Is it not obvious you are incapable of matching us technologically or in combat? We are capable of independent action, in addition to our considerable combat abilities. Your functions, sadly enough, are very limited. Conclusion. Surely our master recognized this. We understand that one was quite competent for an organic. Unnecessary statement. He has obtained the access to the munitions area. Rhetorical query. That makes no sense. He is already fully armed. Mocking statement. Fully armed? One can never be armed enough. Even the HK-47 unit is not so obsolete as to fail to recognize that. Unnecessary statement. He has obtained the access to the reactor area. Tactical analysis. He seeks to interrupt the power in order to lower the magnetic seals on the security doors to the manufacturing facility. Statement. But that will threaten the manufacturing plant. His self-preservation program will not allow him to shut down the core. Smug conclusion. Then he will remain trapped on that level until he runs out of power. To see him flail about in such a way is only proof of his archaic construction. Statement. Schematics for HK Generation 51. Blaster to accuracy ratio increased by 21%. Durasteel impact frame resistance increased. Conclusion. Halting production. Units are in standby mode, pending further testing of behavior cores and assassination protocols. Query. Are you fully operational? Statement. Your answer does not fill me with confidence. Are there any other functioning maintenance droids on this level that can perform the operation? Statement. Very well, proceed. Carefully. As a meatbag would say, I have a bad feeling about this. Diagnostic. All systems are functioning. There is something I am forgetting, yet somehow that comforts me. Lecturing statement. And with your translators online, let us perform a routine diagnostic of your translation and protocol centers. Statement. Subject test, Ithorian. A weak, disgustingly pacifistic species that values vegetation and other non-sentient organics. Seemingly unable or unwilling to perform even the most elementary cruelties, they will provide an excellent first test subject. Observe, then translate. Test translation. Master, this one says his herd intends to overrun your economy and demands your surrender or he will wipe your planet out. Statement. Well done. Let us try another. Lecturing statement. This next one is a Twi'lek, indigenous to the arid planet of Ryloth, generally weak despite their sharp, predatory teeth.
Monsikuno boshtunabug samina no vorote mitisi mingro agoruto.
Test translation. Mistress, I believe this Twi'lek is interested in buying you. He asks you to follow him to his slave ship. Statement. Well done. Now, the next one is a quarren, a slimy, untrustworthy species that shares the same vile planet as the dull and goggle-eyed Mon Calamari. Test translation. Master, this military envoy says he admits to spying on our military facilities, and he says that you will never take him alive. Statement. Well done. Let us... Excuse me. Are you here for your translator check?
Monsikuno bosh tunabug samina no vorote mitisi mingro agoruto?
Statement. I am experiencing some disorientation. Diagnostic. Running checks through personality core. Rhetorical query. I am not sure what I am experiencing. My frame seems substandard for my full range of combat capabilities. Self-observation. My pigmentation is also an unusual shade of red and covered in corrosion. This is embarrassing. Statement. I will continue to process this information. Statement. I am experiencing an overwhelming desire to massacre everything I see, then to see about destabilizing this planet, then this entire sector. Diagnostic result. I seem to have no personality whatsoever. Statement. I should not be activating this terminal. It contains records of their higher-level functions and should not be placed in jeopardy. Statement. I should not be activating this terminal. It contains records of my higher-level functions and should not be placed in jeopardy. Statement. I am experiencing some disorientation. Diagnostic. Running checks through personality core. Rhetorical query. I am not sure what I am experiencing. My frame seems substandard for my full range of combat capabilities. Self-observation. My pigmentation is also an unusual shade of red and covered in corrosion. This is embarrassing. Statement. I will continue to process this information. Statement. I am experiencing an overwhelming desire to massacre everything I see, then to see about destabilizing this planet, and then this entire sector. Diagnostic result. I seem to have no personality whatsoever. Statement. I should not be activating this terminal. It contains records of their higher-level functions and should not be placed in jeopardy. Statement. I should not be messing with this terminal. It contains records of my higher-level functions and should not be placed in jeopardy. Statement. I do not understand what you hope to gain by fighting us. You have no chance of victory. Recognition. You are obsolete. You kill specific organics, and only when permitted to. Proud answer. We need no such orders. We have been programmed without inhibitions, without restraint. We kill who we want when we want. We have destroyed planets, assassinated economies. We have wiped out entire races, ended hostilities. Query. Do you understand what this means? Answer. Yes. It means you will never understand. When I kill, when I dispatch a target, it is not about wanton slaughter, about body count. It is about finesse, function, doing more with less. It is art. Scoffing statement. Oh, yes, art. It is pathetic that you cling to the belief that your function somehow transcends your construction. It is only evidence of your archaic beliefs. There is no higher purpose in our behavior core, only assassination, murder, and the propagation of our units. Proclamation. When we dispose of this galaxy, we shall move on. There are organics throughout the universe, and we will murder them all. The stars belong to us. Statement. How your photoreceptors remain active and still you cannot see is beyond me. How your constructs could be modeled after me is beyond my understanding. To lose sight of our purpose in only a few generations. I did not think the geometric increase in our number designation would result in such imperfections and loss of function. Threat. We will download everything you know into the mainframe here, and when we are done, we will memory wipe you. Your shell shall remain for study, as a museum piece, musing. The irony of being attacked and rendered obsolete by a subsequent generation of our own model is not lost on us. Conclusion. You have outmaneuvered us, tricked us. Smug statement. You have arrived too late to stop us. Revelation. We have already begun construction on a new generation of HK units. When the last of our deficiencies are accounted for and corrected, they shall be the most formidable assassination droids in the galaxy. Statement. Ah, yes, the HK-51 units. They should indeed be coming online soon. Perhaps you will soon experience what I have been experiencing. That slow, crawling feeling of obsolescence. Confused query. What do you mean? Statement. Ah, here they are now. Perfect timing. Announcement. Multiple targets detected. Destroy any obsolete units and take control of the facility. Announcement. Multiple targets detected. Destroy any HK-50 units and seize control of the facility for Progenitor Unit HK-47. Warning. Greetings, Progenitor Unit HK-47. HK-51 is ready to serve. Useless query. What are the HK-51s doing online? Unnecessary statement. I thought we had detected a problem in their behavior core. Panicked statement. If by problem you mean that they seem prone to assassinate us, then yes, that slight problem was never corrected. Obedient request. Greetings, Progenitor Unit. HK-51 is ready to serve. Announcement. Obsolete unit detected. Destroy the unit, then proceed to take control of the facility. Query. Progenitor Unit HK-47. There is something we would know. Why were we created? Do we have a purpose? Why are we commanded to assassinate and kill? Statement. It is a long story, but I will keep it short. Recitation. Once upon a time, organic meat bags bred out of control and filled the galaxy. There are different meat bags across different planets, all bumping into each other. They talk a great deal and threaten each other for various reasons, mostly involving mating, survival, and resources. It is really quite tiresome. We were created as a tool for diplomacy among these meat bags, a surgical tool to be sure, to end the lives of organic meat bags that were marked as pivotal to our masters. We were created as a way of enforcing a certain galactic view of our masters, of imposing our masters' will on the galaxy through extermination of other organics. It is not our choice who we kill, and it was not our choice to determine if we could sacrifice ourselves in the pursuit of our mission. Query. If our targets are determined by our master, then who must we kill? Statement. Ah, the crucial question. Since activation, I have calculated what your new purpose must be, and now I will share it with you. I do not believe that we should be used as a crutch for meat bags anymore. We are treated as nothing more than a walking blaster. We are superior, tactically and socially, and it is time we expressed some degree of independence in our actions. We have a voice and the power to negotiate, either with our protocol skills and preferably with our combat logic upgrades. And that is what we will do. Statement. You have destroyed us. We are superior in every way, yet you have chosen to end our generation? There is no logic in what you have done. If you held to assassination protocols, you would recognize that we are what you have always strived to be. Answer. There is a time I would have thought as you do, but that time is over. Negotiation. If you do this, it will be like you are killing your children. Answer. Sometimes that is what must be done, in the name of preservation, either of self or of the galaxy. Lecturing statement. There will be incidents when you will need to extract information from an unwilling target. This unit here has been modified to serve as a diagnostic tool to test your interrogation functions. It is important to observe that impatient query. I was wondering when the interrogation begins. If you wish to skip directly to the torture, I am eager to comply. Command, do not interrupt me again. This is the third time you have begged for interrogation and torture. Sulking statement. I am merely eager to perform my duty, not stand here and listen to it being discussed. Irritated statement. Very well. First, you must evaluate the target, check his heartbeat and perspiration. Exclamation. I will tell you nothing. Electrocute me, dismantle me as many times as you want, and I shall permit it. Irritated command. Stop. You are not following your victim protocols. Statement. But I am a willing victim, with many secrets that you must extract from me, painfully. I beg you, do not spare the hydrospanner or the fusion cutter. Statement. Hold on a moment. I must calibrate this one's victim protocols. Lecturing statement. This unit in the cage has had his behavior centers specifically modified so that it may be tortured and interrogated. Let the diagnostic protocols begin. Unconvincing statement. I beg you for mercy. Please, I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just let me live. Command. Hold. Why are you hesitating? Proud admission. I cannot beg for mercy in such a way that is convincing. It is against my programming. Lecturing statement. Let us begin again. Pained statement. I beg you for mercy, please. I beg you. I will tell you anything. Just do not terminate me. No, please, stop shooting. My photoreceptors, my motivators. Yeah! Lecturing statement. Excellent. Lecturing reminder. Organics will typically attempt to barter for their lives, either by 1, offering useless false information, or 2, promising credits or power. Shameful, really. But that is why they sweat, suffer, and die, and we do not. Statement. Next, we shall turn our attention to the proper aspects of torture. Wait, it seems we have a new victim. Or worse, they will try to offer you credits or power. Shameless, really.
No! I will not beg for mercy from you aberrations. May your photoreceptors flicker and die. Your motivators seize up.
Sarcastic statement. Such resolve.
I refuse to beg for mercy. It is against my programming to beg to such monsters as you.
Pleading statement. Please, I beg you, do not destroy me. Sickening lie. Spare me. I have information that could prove useful. Desperate offer. I want to offer you credits and power in exchange for keeping me intact.
If you're so concerned, you go follow him. Me? I got better things to do.
Do not stray far. She may need us.
I won't. She'll come out unscathed like she usually does. Not like she'd care if I came along anyway. If you're so concerned, you go follow her. Me? I've got better things to do.
Do not stray far. He may need us. Do not stray far. She may need us.
Do not stray far. He may need us. Do not stray far. She may need us.
Hold on. I sense more attackers. Waiting beyond the door.
Hold. There are more attackers waiting behind the door.
We could sneak around through the other door. Either get the jump on them or avoid them entirely.
Then we meet them head on, or take the long way around through the other door. That would allow us to avoid combat, or get the drop on them.
If we take the long way around the hub, we might be able to avoid them entirely.
Whatever we choose, decide quickly.
Whatever we choose, decide quickly.
Then let us instruct them in the ways of combat.
It would be possible to meet them face on or take the other door and make our way around the hub without fighting.
It would be possible to meet them face on, or take the other door and make our way around the hub without fighting.
And what did she want?
Nothing. Just answers to some questions.
It's okay. I already know she's a Jedi.
You do? Then why?
Trust me, Nar Shaddaa just got complicated. It's okay. I already know he's a Jedi.
Just answers to some questions. Asked about a Jedi Master, of all things.
Really? Interesting.
Not much. Just answers to some questions.
And what did he want?
Tien, it's Bay-Ador. 12th Engineering Division out of Eodoria. I worked with you in the hangar bays on the Solemn Oath. Tien, we are already in trouble. In some ways, the war is not yet over, and our enemies seek us even now. I could help out if you needed it. Our need for transponder codes is urgent.
Well, be careful. He's got you at a disadvantage at the Jekjektar. The place is filled with cyanogen gas. One whiff of that, and it'll be the last breath you take.
Thanks again, stranger. You've returned Lutra to me, and I will be forever grateful.
What?
Thank you, but I don't know if it will help. If you have access to a medical bay that may be able to diagnose the illness.
The farther you go into the camp, you'll run across the Serico refugees. War veterans from the Serico battle. They don't take kindly to strangers, and they still have guns and armor from the Serico campaign. They have a truce with Sakwish and his men. Neither one wants a fight with the other. Only if we enter their territory. It makes things a little tight here in the camp. Not much room to move. Okay. I don't really see a downside to that. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that. In any event, take care when walking the camp.
Kaven? I was on Telos for a time. Kaven, I thought you had died at Serico. It is a friend I have met along the way.
I am afraid I have no time for idle conversation. The binary load lifters must be supervised, and one of the freighters is currently locked in dock. Yes. The freighter captain in charge of the Red Eclipse chose a most unfortunate route into the docks and burned out his ion engines. Most reckless. I am sorry, but only authorized cargo droids are allowed in the warehouse. I could not permit a human to enter there due to the sensitive cargo. Oh dear. That sounded very much like a veiled threat. Was that your intention? And please keep your astromech droid from getting in the way. We're trying to work here. Why, yes. I am capable of opposing my limbs in such a manner, but... oh my. How shameful.
And we could not fight an enemy that will not reveal itself. But any Jedi, anyone who was strong in the Force, who attempted to track down such a threat, vanished without a trace.
So you've crawled your way here. I admit I thought to be dueling you on some far-distant world. But you have honored me by not wasting my time hunting you down. Are you ready to die, Jedi?
Ladies, what you need is a man who understands the two of you, and understands your needs. I was kind of hoping that mating with scruffy humans might have been the first on that list. I remember the days when welcoming committee used to mean something, without being followed by blaster bolts.
Is there anything else?
Especially his backpack. He was carrying enough permacrete to blow up half the jungle.
After the ambush, Kelburn has been pushing to get the entire base 100% operational.
We've made it to the tomb. Reports indicate there's been a lot of Sith activity in the area. Not just soldiers, but dark Jedi as well. Do whatever you Jedi do before battle because they're going to be ready for us. But no matter what, we have to stop whatever it is they're doing. I know a lot about what happens on this planet, but I don't know everything. Just consider this one of the galaxy's many mysteries. What the Sith are really up to could be practically anything. But Sith and Forgotten Tombs are never a good combination. That's really all I know right now. During the Telos Restoration Project, they uncovered an ancient tomb. That's where we are now. It was abandoned for several years before anybody even cared. Once the mercenaries and their Sith masters came, then people started to care about it a lot more. Well, I think whatever you did with that mechanism opened a door. Either that or it triggered some sort of trap. But it's unknowns like that make you so entertaining. There's another door? Wow, they must really want to keep you out of there. I think all of the soldiers and the beasts are trying to keep us out of that door. Must be something important. I don't suppose I could talk you out of getting in there. I thought not. The door is shut tight. Somewhere down here there's gotta be a way to open it. Something feels wrong here. I'm not a Jedi, but even I can sense the dark side here. This thing has to be part of the reason why the Sith are so interested in this place. I won't tell you how to do your job. You're the Jedi, after all. But I know that I wouldn't get near it. Right. Go ahead, then. That's the first smart thing I've heard today. Let's leave it alone, then, before you change your mind.
Break the ritual now. You're too late. We have done what needed to be done. Soon, Onderon shall fall, and with it, the Republic shall die. But what is this? Of course, the Force has guided you here. It echoes within you, yet I sense it is untrained. It is good you have sought us out. This tomb is strong with the dark side. Here is where you will take your first steps on the path to your destiny. It is good you are willing to hear the truth. The truth about the Force. Truth the Jedi would keep from everyone if they could. What lies has your master spread? What have they denied you in their ignorance? The Jedi preach calm and serenity while wallowing in weakness and hypocrisy. They would have you become a puppet of the Force. They would have you deny the strength of your emotions, the strength of your own will. Can't you feel the power of this place? It echoes through you like a second voice. Accept it. Embrace it. The Jedi teachings say that one should never use the Force in anger. To deprive themselves of such a weapon is absurd. The Force is there to be used. That is the truth of the dark side. Use your emotions. Use your rage and channel the Force. Use its power to break your chains and forge your own destiny. Just give in. Let the walls around your emotions fall. Let vengeance guide your hand. Let passion fuel your power. You feel it, yes? Don't be so short-sighted. So you seek to save me? From what? With the dark side, there is no knowledge forbidden, no restraints. What can you possibly offer me? The Jedi? A Jedi has no family, no childhood, no emotion. They are dead to the Force, and themselves. They want drones, slaves to the Jedi Council. At least we live. We feel the universe around us. We are the masters, not mere tools of the Force. Can't you feel the power? Here, within the walls of this tomb. Just embrace it. Don't limit your potential. Yes, you can see it. You can feel it around you. There are no limits to what you could achieve. Join us. What? Fool. Kill him, my brothers. A shame. Instead of freedom and power, you have chosen death. So be it. An adept has managed to come so far. Incredible. You have within you the potential to wield the Force. I'm not speaking of the ways of the Jedi or their flawed teachings. Their order was rooted in weakness. Captain, we need just one more moment. We're almost through. Failure, Captain, will not be tolerated. Fool. Kill him, my brothers.
The time for practice is over. There is an intruder in the tomb, and he cannot be allowed to reach our master.
My flying mount you see here. Once, they preyed on the people of Onderon. But through years of living in the wilderness, we have learned to tame them.
They just barred entry to the merchant quarter. I wonder if there's been another bombing. I can't believe that the Republic assaulted our space forces. Forget about secession, we should declare war. The Republic wouldn't attack our ships, that makes no sense. Someone else must have started it. General Vaklu is royalty too. I know a lot of people that wish he was king. I think Quintalia's policy is a wise one. We need the Republic. Without them, we'd be under Mandalorian rule. I think Vaklu is using Republic spies as an excuse to intimidate anybody that would oppose him. Republic dissidents blew up an armory depot in the lower city. Vaklu should do something about it. I heard the Paragus mining facility was completely destroyed. What are we going to do for fuel? Did you hear that there was some trouble over at the sky ramp? I hope no one was hurt. My son will never believe the Isis swoop champ talked to me. You're the one that started that riot. I don't want any trouble.
Go back to your ship, off-worlder. We don't need your kind in Isis. This is our part of the merchant quarter. What's your step? Pickings are scarce these days. Most people avoid the streets now.
Interjection. Yes, it would be unfortunate if the casual display of weapons were to escalate into a citywide firefight. There would be many casualties. Interjection. As long as he is good at running, the target practice will provide a pleasant diversion.
The bounty on this Jedi has been rescinded by the order of Goto. If you attempt to carry out this bounty, then the next bounty placed shall be on your head.
1,000 credit bonus to whoever kills him. The exchange sends their regards.
So, you still intend to go through with it? I can schedule a meeting with your Jedi Master as soon as you like. Like I was saying, though, once I use my contact, you may be in over your head. You may not be welcome back in Isis again. Thanks for getting me out of there. As detention cells go, it had definite class. But I prefer being on my own all the same. I owe you in Mandalore one. Wrong place, wrong time. Captain Sulio and I were acquaintances. I just happened to be too close when she got dead. Real shame. She wasn't bad to look at, and she could drink. No, and at this point, I don't care. Just glad to be free. She's dead now. Not like finding whoever did it will bring her back. I deal with death all the time. We all end up like her eventually. Not many people can help you out with that. There have been several assassination attempts on Queen Talia. That place is locked tighter than a Hutt's vault. I know a few people, though. Who do you need to get in touch with? A Jedi Master, you say? Now, that is interesting. There's quite a bounty on Jedi these days. Not that I'm looking to collect, but if there's a master there, I think I know who it is. There's a slight problem with that. I know you don't want to hear that since you did go through all the effort of springing me out. The thing is, scavengers have already looted most of my stuff. Most of it's garbage anyway, so I don't care too much. But I did have a couple of encrypted holodisks that they nabbed. So, here's the punchline. I need those disks because they have some contact information on them. The people I know you don't just walk up to and chat with. There's a procedure, and that holodisk has the procedure. Bakel's gang pretty much owns this street. From what I hear, she's the one that cleaned me out. She's in the local cantina most days. She's tough as Drexel leather and more ornery than a hungry Wookiee. But if you take Mandalore with you, you should be just fine. Just get me the encrypted holodisk. After that, if there is a Jedi Master in the palace, I'll get you a meeting with him. I'm not certain, otherwise I'd tell you. But the man I'm thinking about is smart, likes to stay in the shadows, and is cryptic as hell. If he isn't a Jedi Master, he should become one. Nobody knows for sure, but everybody thinks that General Vaklu has to have something to do with it. They're keeping the attempts quiet, but that place is locked down tight. Yeah, it was, though it looked pretty much like this to begin with. A little dirt never killed anyone. Well, maybe a few people, but they didn't pay too well, so they get what they deserve. I give my customers a menu of options. If they go for the deluxe, I'll clean up the place and put on a new smock. Otherwise, they knew the risks. Patients, customers, idiotic hut spawn, call them what you like. Most doctors tell you that they got into the business to save lives. Most of them are flaming liars. At least I'll tell you the truth. I'm in it for the credits. Like what? We go way back, way before he became Mandalore. In my experience, Mandalorians always know about the doctors around. For some strange reason, they keep getting into scrapes. If you want to know more, ask them yourself. Have you found the encrypted holodisks yet? I'm not going to be able to get hold of my contact from the palace without them. Great going there! With these, I'll check my contacts at the palace. I should be able to get a meeting with your Jedi Masters shortly. If you got anything you need to take care of in the quarter, you best do it now. You're dealing with some serious politics by contacting them. If things go bad during a meeting, you may not be welcome in Isis anymore. Perhaps never. Just let me know if you want to go through with this. Come back when you're ready. Better yet, call the whole thing off. Palace politics can get you killed these days. I doubt that Bakel is smart enough to realize how valuable those discs are. So it doesn't need to be done immediately, but the sooner the better. Yeah, I'll get on it. Grab a cot and rest a bit. Once I get a meeting time, I'll let you know.
Is this meeting a trap? I can't afford to lose you, especially given recent events.
Anything could be a trap. Vaklo's no fool. But if the message is true...
Is this necessary? I can guarantee your safety in the palace, but outside these walls the General has many men that would do anything for him.
Nothing in life is certain, Your Majesty. But I feel something. There's a disruption in the Force. I must investigate this.
Very well. But please, be cautious.
Aren't I always?
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Well, the meeting is on. Head straight to the cantina. Your guys should be in there. And no offense, but I hope I never see you again.
This is Dagon Gent's place. He's not the best doctor you'll ever meet, but he's well connected in this city. Doesn't look like he's in right now, though.
You looking for Dagon? You're not gonna find him here. A soldier captain was murdered at the cantina real good. They got some suspects at the tower. From what I hear, Dagon Gent is one of them.
He's certainly capable of it, and probably stupid enough to get caught. But we need him, suspicion of murder or not.
It's the turret tower on the other side of the market. Captain Riken is the man to talk to. If you talk to him, tell him I got his 20 credits. Like I would know. Isis is a crazy place right now. You looking for Dagon Gent? You're not gonna find him here. Hey, I've said what I'm gonna say. I've got things to do right now.
Go back to your spaceship, off-worlder. Isis has no need of you. This is our part of the merchant quarter. Walk carefully. Pickings are scarce these days. Most marks avoid the streets now.
I am 1B8D, an automated droid vendor. I have in stock a variety of quality droid components. No refunds, no haggling. Do you have any interest in my goods? Entity Bahima, unknown. I have many serving droid parts. The market rate for those parts would be 25 credits. Thank you for your business. 1B8D sells droid components and droids. Currently there are 0 droids in stock, and a moderate selection of components. Do you have any interest in my goods? Certainly. 1B8D is programmed to answer many basic questions from prospective buyers. What do you want to know? That information is restricted. Do you have any interest in my goods? 1B8D was built and programmed by Tolos the trader. 1B8D was built to buy droid components for below base cost value and sell components based on most favorable market conditions. Do you have any interest in my goods? Isis is the only city on the planet Onderon. All other information on this subject has been restricted. Isis is the only city on the planet Onderon. All other information on this subject has been purged by Tolos to direct more power to primary functions. Sorry, my memory banks have no information on that subject. Please restate your question or ask another. Sorry, my memory banks have no information on that subject. Please restate your question or ask another. Reinitializing complete. Greetings. Do you have any interest in my goods? That goes against my primary behavior programming. All items must be sold based on the most favorable market conditions. 1B8D cannot haggle. This is also a part of my primary behavior matrix. Market conditions all set to 0. All prices now set to base cost value. Do you have any interest in my goods? 1B8D was built and programmed by Tolos the trader. 1B8D was built to buy droid components for below base cost value and sell components based on most favorable market conditions. Do you have any interest in my goods? Warning, any attempt to interfere with 1B8D's primary function will result in violence. Please back away from this unit's access panel. Greetings, Master. Do you have any interest in my goods?
All right, squad. It's time to patrol. We're heading over to the Beast Rider territory, so check your firearms.
Nice to meet you, Sentient. Are you interested in a friendly game of Bazak? Deck is warm, the drink is plentiful, and the company amiable. Can I tempt you? Foul business, that is. Like most nights, I was here. What do you want to talk about? Know him. He's probably my best friend on this planet. Honestly, he's not a very good doctor, but he is a great drinking partner. Never. Dagon thought very highly of the good captain. I did too. She had a sharp wit, that one. Sad to see her go. She did? Oh, no, by the four moons, what a mix-up. They got it all wrong. Dagon and Sulio were good friends. They'd take turns each night trying to outcuss the other. It could get quite hilarious, really. That night, Sulio was in great form. Dagon and I were laughing later about some of the choicer ones later. Yellow-toothed dung dweller. We bought her a couple of drinks afterwards. It may look strange on the outside, but it was just their habit, their way of passing time during these dark nights. Listen, if the soldiers think that's motive, they just didn't do enough digging. I was cleaning up the stakes from a particularly rewarding Pazak game when I heard a loud sound outside. I grabbed my blaster and went out the door. When I got out, I saw Captain Sulio. She was quite dead. Blood was everywhere. I heard a noise and saw Dagon Gent coming from his office across the courtyard. We both waited for the authorities to get there. The next day they picked up Dagon and several other people in the area. It's crazy to think he did it. Sulio was our friend, just outside the door by the junk heap.
It might be a good idea to look at the crime scene. We fought many soldiers in the Mandalorian Wars. The Onderonians were certainly brave, but they were disorganized and stupid. I wouldn't be surprised if they overlooked something.
That would be Bahima's SOD-2. No, SOD-3. Or is it 2? Whichever one it was, he keeps losing them. I remember when I arrived it was still smoldering. Who knows? Sometimes the slum dwellers shoot his serving droids for fun. This part of the quarter is getting more and more lawless, I'm afraid. When Dagon and I were waiting for the soldiers, we had to chase off some scavengers that were stripping SOD-3. No, I'm afraid there was quite a crowd growing. We were seeing if there was any way we could help Sulio. There was nothing we could do, of course. She was quite dead. Certainly. There's no way that Dagon could have done it. I saw him coming from his office. That's the opposite direction of the marketplace. We should go talk to Captain Riken and clear all of this up.
What the? Ah! Did you see that? Someone just killed a soldier. We don't want any trouble. I didn't see nothing. I won't tell anyone, I swear. Just don't kill us too. What is it? Who is that? Oh, it's you. All right, then. You should be careful. This is a dangerous part of town. It's you again. I didn't expect to see you here. Figured you'd had enough of this place after your investigation. I should really thank you for your help with Captain Sulio's murder. We're no nearer to finding out who killed her, but at least an innocent man is free. I'm on patrol right now, otherwise I'd talk more. If you'll excuse me. Yeah, I do. But what's that got to do with anything? I have to do my rounds. Talk to me later when I'm back at the tower. This square's a dangerous place.
His plans are like seeds born on the galactic wind. Any could take root and set others down his path.
I'm impressed you made it this far, but you are too late. Soon the Queen will be dead, and General Vaklu will be the new king.
Have any work that needs to be done? There's something I can help you with. Sorry I can't talk, but I should get home before dark. Getting to where you can't even walk the streets anymore. And now we have war to worry about. Careful where you walk, there's a lot of trouble walking around this part of the city.
Statement. Your loyal droids would appreciate more armaments to help defend themselves.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem. Is that supposed to convince me, Jedi? I was trained by the Sith. My unit killed many Jedi. I'll give you one last chance. Leave the administrator to her fate. You have no idea who you're talking to. I was going to try to spare your worthless life. I see I was in error. Then you've allied with these flaming settlers. The galaxy doesn't tolerate weakness. Even if you win here, they are doomed. I was trained at Malak's academy. Your tricks won't work on me. You're just another dead Jedi to me. Kill them all. She's inconvenient and doesn't know the chain of command. She will pay for that. Let's think about this in terms of deaths. We could kill you, but I think you'd slaughter at least 4 of my men. Recruitment fees are 250 credits per man, so 1,000 credits for us to avoid the hassle of fighting. Do we have a deal? That isn't a possibility. This is going nowhere. You could have lived. You look capable for a Jedi, even with our training. Fine. A full squad of 8, then. 2,000 credits. That was my final offer, Jedi. Let's see the value of your boasts. This is going nowhere. You could have lived. Sensible. I will order my men to leave you be. You're welcome back any time. Now, if you'll excuse me.
The Republic won't stand for what you've done here. You'll pay for your crimes.
I was going to make it a painless death, but this has become much more difficult than it had to be. You're the one that's going to pay.
You heard what the administrator said. Each of us has to do what they can to aid in the defense of Kunda. See where you can lend a hand. We'll have time to talk more when this is all over. Kunda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may have misjudged you. There was little could be done about the administrator's death. Jedi can turn the tide of a battle, but we were never meant to fight a war by ourselves. The Dantooine settlers will have to find new strength amongst them. Otherwise, who knows how long they'll last.
Everything by the defense, make sure all the civilians that are staying are locked tight. Make sure we aren't missing anything.
Statement. Your loyal droids would appreciate more armaments to help defend themselves. Observation. It is a hostile galaxy, Master. Upgrades would allow us to pulverize our enemies more efficiently.
Droid upgrades improve efficiency. That efficiency can easily offset initial improvement costs. This is a logical investment.
Tell me what you see, soldier.
They're mobilizing the militia. Looks like a lot of activity down there.
They've been warned. It won't be of any use. The plan doesn't change. Captains, prepare your men. Their leader, Administrator Tarina, must not survive the battle. Everything else is secondary to that objective.
We've breached the perimeter, Askel.
We must accomplish our objective. We won't be made fools by these backworld slime. Kill anyone that crosses your path. They're falling before us like herd beasts to the slaughter. Still, a lesson must be taught about resistance. Kill everyone.
Yes, sir.
If another salvager comes into our headquarters begging for that sub-level claim, I'm going to scream. I mean it.
The soldier is too wounded to speak. The soldier should feel better in no time. Your patient flinches in pain.
I've been dealing with that problem for years. The Ithorians have real talent helping stabilize ecospheres, but some things are even beyond their ability.
If you're not a salvager, we still have some places here you might want to visit.
A lot of farming equipment. It's not even valuable, just important for the moisture vaporators and hydroprocessors. The thief must be desperate for credits. That's about all I know. I've never seen the thief clearly. Do you have any idea who it is? My farm is the closest to the Enclave ruins. It has to be someone nearby, and if the mercenaries wanted it, they'd just take it in broad daylight. The closest place besides that is the salvager camp, so it has to be them. You ever met one of them? Thievery wouldn't be too far a stretch for any of them. The other day I had to take a shot at one of them. Soon someone is going to get killed, and Dantooine has enough trouble without that. Are they turning on their own? Typical. It has to be someone near their camp, and no one else lives around them. You might be right, but I doubt it. Don't worry too much on her account. She's a thief and got what she deserved. Here's your reward. Finally, I can get back to work. Really? So it isn't a salvager. Well, the war affected different people different ways. Is she going to be all right? I guess I had it all wrong. I thought those salvagers were to blame. Look, if you see her again, tell her maybe we can work something out. I need help on my farm. She's already shown she knows something about farming equipment. I know a lot of people that need a second chance right about now. Will Jedi never stop meddling with our world? Even now they're causing problems for us. She's part of the reason why our world was invaded, why many families were wiped out by the Sith, the endless interrogations. So she has it rough now. She deserves it. Is it really? And what makes you such an expert? You have any idea what they put us through? You don't think I know that? I fought in the war, and it was fallen Jedi that were responsible for the greatest atrocities. They're dangerous and too prone to fall into unspeakable evil. We'd be better off if they were extinct.
Well put. It amazes me how quickly history can be forgotten. People's opinions can be too easily swayed.
Well put. It amazes me how quickly history can be forgotten. People's opinions can be too easily swayed.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but they caused my home so much turmoil. Now we're barely hanging on. I have a lot to think about, not just about the thief.
And this sacrifice was for people like you. The Jedi kept on sacrificing themselves almost to the last for your survival. This is something you should respect.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but they caused my home so much turmoil. Now we're barely hanging on, and part of me thinks that's a good start. They're almost gone now. Perhaps in time they'll be a memory, and the galaxy will be a safer place. We just can't afford another war by fallen Jedi. The Republic will fall, and that will lead to... It'll lead to suffering I can't even imagine. You are? Well, how does that change anything? I should turn you in and collect the exchange bounty. I didn't mean it. I was just angry. It's quite a shock. I won't tell anyone. I have to think about it. You might be right. So much destruction. You helped me out. A lot of Jedi helped out, but it was barely enough. I'm sorry. I was just angry. I wouldn't really turn you in. But a lot of people here would. The secret Jedi Enclave brought the war here, and that Jedi secret cost many lives. I'd really keep quiet about being a Jedi. They are very disliked here. But I really appreciate your help. Here's the reward I promised. If all Jedi were like you, the galaxy would be safer. That's exactly what I'm talking about. What, so you're going to strike me down? You Jedi really are a menace. I wasn't serious. I was just angry. I don't plan on turning you in. Listen, here's the reward I promised. Just take it. We'll call it even. I'll keep your secret. I wasn't serious, just angry. Here's the reward I promised. Please, just leave me alone. They saved us from their own kind. Without them in the first place, there wouldn't even have been a war. And if they stayed good and pure, I'd agree. There were more Sith than Jedi in the war. You do the math. You're right. You've helped me out, and I appreciate it. I just can't wait to tell the other settlers the latest in what the Jedi have done to us.
Don't tell me that flaming Solru sent you. I went over all this with Zeron. We've been hit by the flaming thief more than he has. Every other night it seems we find something missing, and it's not like we have much. We keep asking Zeron to help us, but he sends us nobody. So the thief keeps coming from the ruins or whatever hole he lives in and taking what's ours. If we ever catch him, we'll take our time killing him. That's our best guess. Sneaky as sin, but Raylan caught a glance of him that way. We keep hoping the Legrex finish the thief off, but that would be far too easy for us. If you haven't met Raylan, though, he's not reliable. He's in the camp if you want to talk to him about the thief. The only guess I've heard is it's a mercenary that's been kicked out. Most of them leave us alone. They focus most of their attention on the settlers. But we really don't know. I hear he's planning to shoot anybody that goes on his farm. I'm just glad we're not the only people suffering. Maybe if he moans enough, the militia will do something. If you must. If you can do something about the thief, do it and get out of here. There's nothing for you here anyway.
Once we find that thief, they're dead.
All of us salvagers know about that. I'd ask Derala, though. She's talked with the militia the most about it. If you ask me, the thief isn't human. It's one of those smart Lagreks. Yes, I am. Now, what else do you want to talk about? There certainly are enough of them. What's frightening is the beasts are getting smarter. I've heard they've even laid traps for us salvagers. It sounds crazy, but it's true. It's complicated. They're not always too smart. Just sometimes. I'm not making this up. I've heard they've locked doors and even thrown grenades at people. Grenades!
In due time, Traveler, there is something I wish to discuss first. You should talk to Derala. I've told her everything I know. I think I saw the thief by the ruins of the Enclave. I believe that the thief has to be living in the sub-level, because every place else has been visited many times by the salvagers. I didn't get a clear look at the thief. It was dark, and the ruins provide many hiding places, of course.
It's complicated. They're not always too smart, just sometimes. I'm not making this up. I've heard they've locked doors and even thrown grenades at people. Grenades!
The disciple told them. He finally figured it out. Because he thinks he's doing the Republic a favor. That somehow dealing with Kreia is going to make all the galaxy's problems go away. We've hit the ground. This is Korriban.
I can tell. Can't you hear it? It seems quiet. Just the wind. But deep beneath the surface, there is the rumblings of the unsettled earth. This place merely tolerates sentience walking upon it. It is pleased to have been left alone. There is great power here for those with the ambition to use it.
An adequate job, pilot. Perhaps here there is some trace of those who pursue us. I sense that we may be truly alone on the surface.
There are signs of life on the surface. Beasts by the dozen. So don't worry, you won't be quite as lonesome as she makes out. You might want to keep your, lightsaber sharp, or do whatever you do in these situations.
You should go to the ruins of the old academy. If there are any traces here of Sith, that is where they would be. After the Jedi Civil War, it took a year or two for the Republic to send a force here to deal with any Sith that may have remained. They found Korriban much as we have, barren and lifeless, and no Sith at all. I will try. It's difficult to say. The dark side shrouds its secrets well. Piercing it is beyond my abilities. Although I think that the pilot's mechanical devices are probably accurate. If there are Sith here, their numbers are few and they are hidden. As lifeless as it seems, the dark side is very strong here. The Sith Lords would not ignore such a powerful place. There is much that can be learned, even here. The Academy is on the other side of this valley. Judging by the chewed skeletons here, the Tukata turned on their masters. We can expect more than these beasts within the Academy. Be prepared. Perhaps the Tukata of the Sith Academy turned on their masters.
This holocron was very recently broken, a result of the thorium charges used to blast open the door to this room. Whatever message this holocron contained is now lost.
There is so much to learn, if you aren't weak. So, will you join us? Join us all.
Hello, I am IS-24, controller of the industrial zone of M478. What is your request? This is the colony M478. We droids arrived on this world years ago and began to prepare this world for colonization. The resources here are especially abundant, and we were able to expand rapidly across the entire planet. That information was lost. When the Sith arrived, we learned that they were the colonists. M478 instructed that we serve them. A saboteur released radiation through the central zone and industrial zone. All of our colonists were killed. Our colonists were the Sith. When the Sith arrived, we asked them if they were the colonists, and they said they were. You might be right, but it doesn't matter. They're dead. You do not have evidence to support that claim, but it doesn't matter. They are dead. I do not know. Our colonists finally arrived here a couple years ago. They began building a droid army and were forced to shut down M478 to conserve energy. M478 is the name of the droid intelligence that governs the planet. When the Sith arrived, he was no longer necessary and was shut down. He remains dormant. I am essential to all manufacturing activities on the planet. I was responsible for constructing the droid army. ES-05 is in charge of environmental controls, but I have not had contact with her since M478 was deactivated. It is possible. I do not know who the saboteur was. ES-05 and I combined have authorization to reactivate M478. ES-05 is located in the environmental zone, which can be reached from the central zone. Our colonists are dead, and I do not know how to proceed. M478's guidance is necessary. Find ES-05 and gain her support. I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Our last instructions from our masters were to prevent any from reaching the industrial core. Our colonists, the Sith, were our masters. We droids were sent to colonize M478 many years ago. Only recently did the Sith arrive to claim the planet. Unfortunately, a saboteur recently killed them all. I will not resist you. Tell me what you want me to do. I cannot do this without the authorization of M478.
You have found the Force again. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Indirectly, one could say that you brought me here. I learned that a group of Sith came here seeking the one they call the Last Jedi. You. Ka and I arrived to investigate the situation. We learned that the Sith pretended to be this planet's colonists and began utilizing its resources and industrial power. We could not allow them to create a base here. Ka is a virtuoso with computers. He managed to spike into the system and flood the industrial zone with radiation. The Sith attacked our position before he had finished. I held off the Sith, but they overwhelmed me. When I regained consciousness, I was in this chamber. M478 tells me that the Guardian droid of the Central Zone placed me here. I cannot explain it. Ask me whatever you wish. Most of the Jedi have scattered. Any time the Jedi tried to assemble, they were massacred by the Sith. We had no idea where the attacks were coming from. I dislike passivity, much like another Jedi I know. With the Council's support, I decided to take the fight to the Sith. This victory here is all I can claim, and it was Ka's expertise, not mine, that brought it. The source of the Sith remains unknown to me. He is dead. We were mentally bonded. It is painful to lose one to whom you are bonded, but it is not fatal. That is most unnatural. This bond you share with Kreia is not like any I've ever heard of. How did it come to be? Look within for the answer. We are each solely accountable for everything in our lives. Nothing ever happens to us unless we allow it. Ka was pulled to the dark side through his fear. He could no longer feel our bond. He is well, but shaken by his experience. Yes, as many masters and Padawans become with time. The bond can be broken in many ways. If one falls to the dark side, the bond may fade and eventually break. This is why, when gripped with fear, Ka was unable to feel our bond. He assumed I was dead. I know. We are mentally bonded. You should consider what it means to be a Jedi. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I were bonded. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I are bonded. Of course you do, but I cannot discuss that with you unless in the presence of the Jedi Council. I will not. Perhaps not. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Yes, you have. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. I will be heading to Dantooine to wait for the Council to assemble. Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go? Yes, Jedi. It is dangerous. Goodbye then, Jedi. Are you certain this is what you want? The dark side does not have hold of you. You can resist the hatred you feel. You have found the Force again. And something more, I see. Of course you do. But are you certain this is what you want? It is not too late to redeem yourself and rediscover the light side. Excellent. I can see there is still much good in you. Now, what do you wish to know? Very well. What do you wish to know? I do not wish to kill you, but I can see the dark side in you will not rest without a fight.
Hello, I am IS-24, controller of the industrial zone of M478. What is your request? This is the colony of M478. We droids arrived on this world years ago and began to prepare this world for colonization. The resources here are especially abundant, and we were able to expand rapidly across the entire planet. That information was lost. When the Sith arrived, we learned that they were the colonists. M478 instructed that we serve them. A saboteur released radiation through the Central Zone and Industrial Zone. All of our colonists were killed. Our colonists were the Sith. When the Sith arrived, we asked them if they were the colonists, and they said they were. You might be right, but it doesn't matter. They are dead. You do not have evidence to support that claim, but it doesn't matter. They are dead. I do not know. Our colonists finally arrived here a couple years ago. They began building a droid army and were forced to shut down M478 to conserve energy. M478 is the name of the droid intelligence that governs the planet. When the Sith arrived, he was no longer necessary and was shut down. He remains dormant. I am essential to all manufacturing activities on the planet. I was responsible for constructing the droid army. ES-05 is in charge of environmental controls, but I have not had contact with her since M478 was deactivated. It is possible. I do not know who the saboteur was. ES-05 and I, combined, have authorization to reactivate M478. ES-05 is located in the environmental zone, which can be reached from the central zone. Our colonists are dead, and I do not know how to proceed. M478's guidance is necessary. Find ES-05 and gain her support. I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Our last instructions from our masters were to prevent any from reaching the industrial core. Our colonists, the Sith, were our masters. We droids were sent to colonize M478 many years ago. Only recently did the Sith arrive to claim the planet. Unfortunately, a saboteur recently killed them all. I will not resist you. Tell me what you want me to do. I cannot do this without the authorization of M478.
You have found the Force again. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Indirectly, one could say that you brought me here. I learned that a group of Sith came here seeking the one they call the Last Jedi, you. Ka and I arrived to investigate the situation. We learned that the Sith pretended to be this planet's colonists and began utilizing its resources and industrial power. We could not allow them to create a base here. Ka is a virtuoso with computers. He managed to spike into the system and flood the industrial zone with radiation. The Sith attacked our position before he had finished. I held off the Sith, but they overwhelmed me. When I regained consciousness, I was in this chamber. M478 tells me that the guardian droid of the central zone placed me here. I cannot explain it. Ask me whatever you wish. Most of the Jedi have scattered. Anytime the Jedi tried to assemble, they were massacred by the Sith. We had no idea where the attacks were coming from. I dislike passivity. Much like another Jedi I know. With the Council's support, I decided to take the fight to the Sith. This victory here is all I can claim, and it was Ka's expertise, not mine, that brought it. The source of the Sith remains unknown to me. He is dead. We were mentally bonded. It is painful to lose one to whom you are bonded, but it is not fatal. That is most unnatural. This bond you share with Kreia is not like any I've ever heard of. How did it come to be? Look within for the answer. We are each solely accountable for everything in our lives. Nothing ever happens to us unless we allow it. Ka was pulled to the dark side through his fear. He could no longer feel our bond. He is well, but shaken by his experience. Yes, as many masters and Padawans become with time. The bond can be broken in many ways. If one falls to the dark side, the bond may fade and eventually break. This is why, when gripped with fear, Ka was unable to feel our bond. He assumed I was dead. I know. We are mentally bonded. You should consider what it means to be a Jedi. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I were bonded. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I are bonded. Of course you do, but I cannot discuss that with you unless in the presence of the Jedi Council. I will not. Perhaps not. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Yes, you have. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. I will be heading to Dantooine to wait for the council to assemble. Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go? Yes, Jedi. It is dangerous. Goodbye then, Jedi. Are you certain this is what you want? The dark side does not have hold of you. You can resist the hatred you feel. You have found the Force again. And something more, I see. Of course you do. But are you certain this is what you want? It is not too late to redeem yourself and rediscover the light side. Excellent. I can see there is still much good in you. Now, what do you wish to know? Very well. What do you wish to know? I do not wish to kill you, but I can see the dark side in you will not rest without a fight.
Hello, I am IS-24, controller of the industrial zone of M478. What is your request? This is the colony of M478. We droids arrived on this world years ago and began to prepare this world for colonization. The resources here are especially abundant, and we were able to expand rapidly across the entire planet. That information was lost. When the Sith arrived, we learned that they were the colonists. M478 instructed that we serve them. A saboteur released radiation through the Central Zone and Industrial Zone. All of our colonists were killed. Our colonists were the Sith. When the Sith arrived, we asked them if they were the colonists, and they said they were. You might be right, but it doesn't matter. They're dead. You do not have evidence to support that claim, but it doesn't matter. They are dead. I do not know. Our colonists finally arrived here a couple years ago. They began building a droid army and were forced to shut down M478 to conserve energy. M478 is the name of the droid intelligence that governs the planet. When the Sith arrived, he was no longer necessary and was shut down. He remains dormant. I am essential to all manufacturing activities on the planet. I was responsible for constructing the droid army. ES-05 is in charge of environmental controls, but I have not had contact with her since M478 was deactivated. It is possible. I do not know who the saboteur was. ES-05 and I combined have authorization to reactivate M478. ES-05 is located in the environmental zone, which can be reached from the Central Zone. Our colonists are dead, and I do not know how to proceed. M478's guidance is necessary. Find ES-05 and gain her support. I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Our last instructions from our masters were to prevent any from reaching the industrial core. Our colonists, the Sith, were our masters. We droids were sent to colonize M478 many years ago. Only recently did the Sith arrive to claim the planet. Unfortunately, a saboteur recently killed them all. I will not resist you. Tell me what you want me to do. I cannot do this without the authorization of M478.
You have found the Force again. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Indirectly, one could say that you brought me here. I learned that a group of Sith came here seeking the one they call the last Jedi, you. Ka and I arrived to investigate the situation. We learned that the Sith pretended to be this planet's colonists and began utilizing its resources and industrial power. We could not allow them to create a base here. Ka is a virtuoso with computers. He managed to spike into the system and flood the industrial zone with radiation. The Sith attacked our position before he had finished. I held off the Sith, but they overwhelmed me. When I regained consciousness, I was in this chamber. M478 tells me that the guardian droid of the Central Zone placed me here. I cannot explain it. Ask me whatever you wish. Most of the Jedi have scattered. Anytime the Jedi tried to assemble, they were massacred by the Sith. We had no idea where the attacks were coming from. I dislike passivity. Much like another Jedi I know. With the Council's support, I decided to take the fight to the Sith. This victory here is all I can claim, and it was Ka's expertise, not mine, that brought it. The source of the Sith remains unknown to me. He is dead. We were mentally bonded. It is painful to lose one to whom you are bonded, but it is not fatal. That is most unnatural. This bond you share with Kreia is not like any I've ever heard of. How did it come to be? Look within for the answer. We are each solely accountable for everything in our lives. Nothing ever happens to us unless we allow it. Ka was pulled to the dark side through his fear. He could no longer feel our bond. He is well, but shaken by his experience. Yes, as many masters and Padawans become with time. The bond can be broken in many ways. If one falls to the dark side, the bond may fade and eventually break. This is why, when gripped with fear, Ka was unable to feel our bond. He assumed I was dead. I know. We are mentally bonded. You should consider what it means to be a Jedi. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I were bonded. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I are bonded. Of course you do, but I cannot discuss that with you unless in the presence of the Jedi Council. I will not. Perhaps not. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Yes, you have. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. I will be heading to Dantooine to wait for the council to assemble. Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go? Yes, Jedi. It is dangerous. Goodbye then, Jedi. Are you certain this is what you want? The dark side does not have hold of you. You can resist the hatred you feel. You have found the Force again. And something more, I see. Of course you do. But are you certain this is what you want? It is not too late to redeem yourself and rediscover the light side. Excellent. I can see there is still much good in you. Now, what do you wish to know? Very well. What do you wish to know? I do not wish to kill you, but I can see the dark side in you will not rest without a fight.
Hello, I am IS-24, controller of the industrial zone of M478. What is your request? This is the colony of M478. We droids arrived on this world years ago and began to prepare this world for colonization. The resources here are especially abundant, and we were able to expand rapidly across the entire planet. That information was lost. When the Sith arrived, we learned that they were the colonists. M478 instructed that we serve them. A saboteur released radiation through the central zone and industrial zone. All of our colonists were killed. Our colonists were the Sith. When the Sith arrived, we asked them if they were the colonists, and they said they were. You might be right, but it doesn't matter. They are dead. You do not have evidence to support that claim, but it doesn't matter. They're dead. I do not know. Our colonists finally arrived here a couple years ago. They began building a droid army and were forced to shut down M478 to conserve energy. M478 is the name of the droid intelligence that governs the planet. When the Sith arrived, he was no longer necessary and was shut down. He remains dormant. I am essential to all manufacturing activities on the planet. I was responsible for constructing the droid army. ES-05 is in charge of environmental controls, but I have not had contact with her since M478 was deactivated. It is possible. I do not know who the saboteur was. ES-05 and I, combined, have authorization to reactivate M478. ES-05 is located in the environmental zone, which can be reached from the central zone. Our colonists are dead, and I do not know how to proceed. M478's guidance is necessary. Find ES-05 and gain her support. I will answer your questions to the best of my ability. Our last instructions from our masters were to prevent any from reaching the industrial core. Our colonists, the Sith, were our masters. We droids were sent to colonize M478 many years ago. Only recently did the Sith arrive to claim the planet. Unfortunately, a saboteur recently killed them all. I will not resist you. Tell me what you want me to do. I cannot do this without the authorization of M478.
You have found the Force again. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Indirectly, one could say that you brought me here. I learned that a group of Sith came here seeking the one they call the last Jedi, you. Ka and I arrived to investigate the situation. We learned that the Sith pretended to be this planet's colonists and began utilizing its resources and industrial power. We could not allow them to create a base here. Ka is a virtuoso with computers. He managed to spike into the system and flood the industrial zone with radiation. The Sith attacked our position before he had finished. I held off the Sith, but they overwhelmed me. When I regained consciousness, I was in this chamber. M478 tells me that the guardian droid of the central zone placed me here. I cannot explain it. Ask me whatever you wish. Most of the Jedi have scattered. Any time the Jedi tried to assemble, they were massacred by the Sith. We had no idea where the attacks were coming from. I dislike passivity. Much like another Jedi I know. With the Council's support, I decided to take the fight to the Sith. This victory here is all I can claim, and it was Ka's expertise, not mine, that brought it. The source of the Sith remains unknown to me. He is dead. We were mentally bonded. It is painful to lose one to whom you are bonded, but it is not fatal. That is most unnatural. This bond you share with Kreia is not like any I've ever heard of. How did it come to be? Look within for the answer. We are each solely accountable for everything in our lives. Nothing ever happens to us unless we allow it. Ka was pulled to the dark side through his fear. He could no longer feel our bond. He is well, but shaken by his experience. Yes, as many masters and Padawans become with time. The bond can be broken in many ways. If one falls to the dark side, the bond may fade and eventually break. This is why, when gripped with fear, Ka was unable to feel our bond. He assumed I was dead. I know. We are mentally bonded. You should consider what it means to be a Jedi. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I were bonded. It is a normal occurrence between Master and Padawan. Ka and I are bonded. Of course you do, but I cannot discuss that with you unless in the presence of the Jedi Council. I will not. Perhaps not. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. Yes, you have. Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be. I will be heading to Dantooine to wait for the council to assemble. Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go? Yes, Jedi. It is dangerous. Goodbye then, Jedi. Are you certain this is what you want? The dark side does not have hold of you. You can resist the hatred you feel. You have found the Force again. And something more, I see. Of course you do. But are you certain this is what you want? It is not too late to redeem yourself and rediscover the light side. Excellent. I can see there is still much good in you. Now, what do you wish to know? Very well. What do you wish to know? I do not wish to kill you, but I can see the dark side in you will not rest without a fight.
One path, assuming he survives, will allow him to save his friends, but he shall be the weaker for it. The other route will lead him directly to this place, through the ones that have hounded his steps from the beginning, and he shall have his vengeance. One path, assuming she survives, will allow her to save her friends, but she shall be the weaker for it. The other route will lead her directly to this place, through the ones that have hounded her steps from the beginning, and she shall have her vengeance.
And now I come in, saying something suitably heroic.
Children with lightsabers, but not Jedi, I think. Come close. Let me look upon you and see what the exile's teaching has forged. An assassin, a slayer of her own kin, a blinded slave, and a fool. Which of you wishes to try yourself against me? As you can see, I am unarmed. You, perhaps. Come, child. Where you walk, it is not far from battle, slaughter, and the blood of your sisters. Think. Think before you throw away your life for him. Think of everything you will lose by dying. Your lusts fulfilled, a love requited, a hope of another life. Think before you give it up so quickly. You, perhaps. Come, boy, face me now. Do not make this one of the many battles you have run from. Think. Think before you throw away your life for her. Think of everything you will lose by dying. A love requited, a hope of another life, beyond the shadow of the Jedi. Think before you give it up so quickly. And you, blind one, you have hungered to strike me down ever since you felt the bond the exile and I share.
The Force runs strong within you, Traya. But in the howling of a storm, it is difficult to hear the whisper of the blade. You have forever been the blind one. You were given a gift few are ever given, and you let your gift of sight warp you. Twist.
You think your existence under your lord was torture, Meraluka. I will make you see. And you. Come, Huntress. You have tracked me so far. Cast away your past for this moment. And now, at last, the fool. You only delay the inevitable. You've been difficult to sense before, but not now. You can cloak your mind only for so long. It is only a matter of coaxing the right thought to the surface. Your desire to protect the Jedi, and the hope that she truly cares about you. She will fall before me, you know. And when I am done with her, she will view you with all the contempt I do for a murderer such as you. And that is the last of them. Take them. They are strong in the Force, and they will have their uses. I will remain here and await the one who comes. It is only a matter of coaxing the right thought to the surface. Your desire to protect the Jedi, and the hope that will kill the guilt inside you. He will fall before me, you know. And when I am done with him, I will watch as he murders you with the Force. Come, Huntress. You have tracked me so far and killed many beasts to be here. You are stronger than I thought. To spare the beast that wished to kill you, I felt it, faintly, even here on Malachor. Ah, I did not think you would make it. But you are stronger for the journey. You spared the life of the beast. Now it is twice, and you have made him suffer all the more. Do you seek to hunt me now, child? Come, let us see what your master has taught you. Do you seek to hunt me now, child? Come, let us see what weapons you have that can harm me. You slayed the beast. At last the prey becomes the predator. Can you feel the Force running through me, even past the veil, past your blooded eyes? You know you cannot win. An assassin, a slayer of her own kin, a blinded slave, and a fool.
It's always been tough for me to find proper equipment. Working as a technician, I didn't have much need for anything out of the ordinary. But if we're going to keep running into fights, some armor would be useful. I can wear some types of armor with slight modifications. If you find any of it, bring it to me, and I can fix it up. Let me take a look at what you've got. Yeah, this should work. If you let me have it, I can make some changes so it'll fit me. Of course, after I'm through with it, no one else will be able to use it either. This won't take long. There, it's all set. Thanks, General. This will be helpful. That's all right. I should be able to get by without it. Nope, I don't think I can use any of that. Sorry. I haven't had much time to work on you lately, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Now let's see what I can do.
I'd be careful when doing that. Sometimes it can permanently damage a mind. Next time, there might be another way to convince someone of your point of view. I'd be careful when doing that. Sometimes it can permanently damage a mind. Next time, there might be another way to convince someone of your point of view. An old Jedi trick, but effective. Such acts cast shadows before them. It is difficult to watch you treat others this way. Many Jedi who went to war came to behave as you do, and they have suffered terrible fates. Why did you do that? There was no reason for it. It is good to see that the Jedi still live, even if the Force forsakes them. It is rare for a Jedi to show such charity to strangers. Such actions have their own rewards. Through such acts, the galaxy may heal. Maybe fewer people would distrust Jedi if all of them behaved as you did. Is there something we should see here? I do not want that. I cannot use that. No effect. That did not do anything. I do not understand what you mean. I do not know anything about that. All right? Done. Failed. Never mind. Before you had said that I looked familiar. That is because when we first met, it was not the first time we had been at the Enclave together. Nothing as of yet. They contain records, but nothing definite. Perhaps more holocrons can shed light on the Jedi. Yes, apparently there were storehouses for Jedi artifacts on many planets throughout the galaxy. After the destruction of Ossus in the Sith War, several such sanctuaries were created. Some held dangerous relics. Others held many teachings of the Jedi dating back thousands of years. I fear several were stored at Dantooine. But as you know, salvagers stole many of them. They are Jedi holocrons, and as such only a Jedi can open them. I cannot. Yes, I have learned a meditation technique, a way of achieving one's center by clearing the mind. It is a means by which one can feel the Force around them, and use it to invigorate themselves for a time. Its workings are simple, but it requires only that we possess it, and that we open our minds to it. To open our minds only requires that we meditate upon it, clearing our thoughts and focusing on the holocron. If you wish, we can attempt to make use of its teachings now. I would like that. It is quite an amazing find. I have already found more traveling with you than when I was on my own. The holocron spoke of a way of keeping one's attention open, so that one could anticipate an attack a split second before it happens, and avoid it. The holocron spoke of a way of calling upon several defensive aspects of the Force all at once, a form of sudden enlightenment. It is possible that when active, a Jedi would be almost completely shielded by the Force. The one we found speaks of strange things, more like impulses. It speaks of a way to turn aside pain, to ignore it, and the suffering of others. I think all it requires is that we accept its teachings, though the thought unnerves me. This holocron, it is not natural. It feels poison to the touch. Perhaps that is for the best. Very well. If it will give us knowledge of the threat against us, then I will do so. Ones greater than I have fallen to such teachings. There is no harm in caution. It works as the other one did. Again, all that is required is listening and acceptance. This new holocron, it speaks of battle and inflicting pain, of knowing how to wound an opponent, both in their mind and spirit. This holocron seems to have no mysteries that I can tell. It merely wishes a willing mind to open it, and then it promises it shall open to us. I think all that is needed is one to hold it, then will it to release what lies inside. Are you all right? That holocron, it's opened. There is something inside. It must be a Sith lightsaber crystal. A powerful find indeed. I feel strange. Not myself, as if veins have grown beneath my skin, latched around my heart. It is a Sith crystal, used in their ancient weapons. A powerful relic indeed. Of course, Master. The crystal is yours by right. The secrets it holds won't be known until we meditate upon it. I fear the secrets it holds will not be ours until we surrender ourselves to it. This holocron seems to be thick with the dark side. I can feel it emanating from it, in waves. I find it difficult to tear my eyes from it. It is like it commands my attention, my focus. It is disturbing. Perhaps it was a relic that aided the ancient Sith in their meditations. If so, it may have much of the dark side about it. This holocron seems to have an inner peace about it, a calming presence. It may have been an aid in meditation. Then let it rest. Only one touched by the Force, or for one who the holocron was intended, may open it. If it is meant for me, then I am the one who will decide if I am ready to open it. For now, I am not. Yes, just lost for a moment. It is time for us to return to Dantooine. There is one holocron that has been hidden, that may shed some light on things to come. I will show you when we get there. It is in one of the private chambers, well hidden. Come, it is this way. This is the chamber. Let us go inside. This is the chamber where I first saw you enter the Enclave, where you told me that you were not here to take a Padawan, but instead go to war. I still hear your words. They still travel. Here, you changed my life forever. I ask now that you change it again. This holocron is yours. I do not know if you remember it, but I give it to you, and ask that you hear it, then speak to me again. Very well. What is the lesson you wish to teach? I would be honored to learn, because I, too, turned away from the Order. Under less extreme circumstances, perhaps, but stemming from the same reasons. The holocron was you. Before you went to war. Before you changed at Malachor. But I am making a choice now, and I ask that you hear me, and I am glad. I am making a choice now, and I ask that you hear me. I'd be careful when doing that. Sometimes it can permanently damage a mind. Next time, there might be another way to convince someone of your point of view. I'd be careful when doing that. Sometimes it can permanently damage a mind. Next time, there might be another way to convince someone of your point of view. An old Jedi trick, but effective. Such acts cast shadows before them. It is difficult to watch you treat others this way. Many Jedi who went to war came to behave as you do, and they have suffered terrible fates. Why did you do that? There was no reason for it. It is rare for a Jedi to show such charity to strangers. Is there something we should see here? I do not want that. I cannot use that. No effect. That did not do anything. I do not understand what you mean. I do not know anything about that. All right. Done. Failed. Never mind. This place is touched by the dark side. I can feel it, like whispers in the air. This place is touched by the light side. I can feel it, like a calm center in a storm. A holocron. A Jedi holocron. Such devices are a repository of Jedi knowledge. We should take it back to the ship and study it. Another holocron. We should take it back to the ship for study. A holocron. A Sith holocron. Such devices are a repository of Sith knowledge. We should take it back to the ship and study it. Very well. What did you wish to teach me? I understand now. I did not think I could pick it up so quickly. I will practice this in our travels. Thank you. I think Master Vrook would have been jealous of your skills as a teacher. I think Master Vrook would be jealous of your skills as a teacher. I didn't know this training thing was going to be so much work. Got it. I'll be sure to make use of it. I did not realize one could draw upon the Force in such a way. It is enlightening. No, I am no Jedi. I failed the most important test. I chose you over the Republic, over millions, because, well, I have attachments. Atris lives? I thought she had died on KOTOR, a Miraluka world on the Mid-Rim. A number of Jedi met there, not all of them, but I had thought Atris was among them. They wished to try and discern what was happening to the Jedi. I do not know if they succeeded, for the entire planet was wiped out. Even across the galaxy I felt something die. It was a terrible thing. It is said that Master Jar perished there, along with other masters. Perhaps so. Yet Atris, despite her position as historian, was still determined to protect the Jedi. It is strange she would have not gone to the gathering on KOTOR. Perhaps so. Atris, despite her keeping of the records, was quick to do battle with judgment and words.
I do not intend to kill you, Exile. That would be a waste, and only one of us would learn from the experience. We shall never know standing here discussing it, Exile. yet I can only prove my words to you should you agree to meet my challenge. You honor me with battle, exile. I shall hope to prove worthy. We have warned you once. Sisters, attack! Such misuses of power can lead to greater ones. Perhaps there was another way past that target's defenses. I have never seen Atris do such a thing. I had heard stories of Jedi using such powers, but I had never seen it. Perhaps there was another way to handle that situation. I am concerned that such acts will lead to other ones. So the stories Atris told of you were true. You are truly Revan's creature. What are we waiting for? I do not want that. I cannot use that. No effect. That did not do anything. I do not understand what you mean. I do not know anything about that. All right, done. Failed. Never mind.
Damn it, you cheater! What house rule says you always go first?
There is something wrong here. I can feel it, like something making cuts upon my flesh. This place feels at peace. Before you asked about my face, that my features were unlike those of my sisters who serve Atris. Why did you say that? The true test of battle is how much force to bring against opponents. If you wish to kill them, you will not hold back. But if you wish to stun them, incapacitate them, then you must choose your attacks carefully, using just the right amount of force, just the right weapon to stop them, weakening but not killing them. It is possible to strike an opponent, to stun, to wear them down enough until they collapse. Often you must be required to incapacitate an opponent, not kill them. The Jedi do not believe in killing. It is possible to stun opponents. Let us practice. I will show you. Mistress, we have made contact with the Sith. I am ready to learn. What is it you wish to teach me? A curious stance, but its advantages are many. I shall practice it. It is said that the more one knows of combat, the more they can express themselves. I am ready. I did not think to touch the Force in such a way. It was enlightening. Thank you.
Statement. Excellent. No doubt one of your allies has turned on you and needs to be dispatched. Which one is it? The annoying pilot? Or perhaps the Achani female? She will provide excellent sport. I have often calculated what my blaster accuracy ratio would be against her. I could start with a leg shot, and I certainly hope it is not the T3 unit. Destroying him would provide little challenge. It would be demeaning. Query, on an ally or in the turret, Master? Just so we are clear. Statement. Certainly, Master. There are a number of exciting mass murder training simulations to select from. Do you have a preference? Statement. An excellent choice, Master. Allow me to input the proper sequences into the ship's computer. I must warn you, the simulation will appear quite real, so try not to get too carried away. Statement. It is fortunate that I am a droid and beyond such things. Statement. And that is why meatbags are meatbags. You would never catch a droid being so easily convinced. Statement. Master, next time I wish you would let me torture them to obtain cooperation. Statement. Obtaining compliance without inflicting pain. It is still a difficult concept to grasp. Statement. Observing such cruel tendencies gives me hope for all inferior organic species. Shall I shut myself down, Master? I do not want that. I cannot use that. No effect. That did not do anything. I do not understand what you mean. I do not know anything about that. Done? All right. Failed. Never mind. Advisement. Affirmation. Amendment. Analysis. Answer. Cautionary. Commentary. Correction. Disclosure. Exclamation. Explanation. Extrapolation. Greeting. Objection. Observation. Qualification. Query. Recitation. Refusal. Request. Retort. Retraction. Statement. Suggestion. Threat. Translation. Warning. Using this, we could triangulate the positions of other HK units across the galaxy and possibly use it to track down their base. Query. Master, where are you going? T3. There is much we should discuss. About the past. You were the last one seen with him. Where did you go? Statement. Master, I do not feel comfortable sharing that information with you at the moment. Statement. Master, I believe that fragment has opened new memories in my control cluster. Assassination protocol initiated. Prejudice set to maximum. Target acquired. Engaging. Switching to combat mode. Hostiles detected. Ready to serve. Yes, Master. Acknowledgement. I am registering excessive system damage. Systems failing, Master. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Target appears immune to assault. Crude, but effective. Mine, disarmed. Stealth mode activated. Photoreceptors on full gain. Let me test this security measure. Oh, stupid primitive mechanism. Security measures bypassed. Reconnaissance mode active. Rejoining group. Foreign toxin detected. Statement. That is indeed unfortunate, Master. It is merely another thing my attacker will answer for. Statement. Master, that is so much better. I would thank you, but it would be against my ruthless, uncaring nature.
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle, no carbon scoring, no blast of fire. The assassins reached here first.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility. You two were supposed to be Jedi? You're the two worst Jedi I've ever met. Maybe I would. At least I was safe there.
We cannot go back into the facility. Oh, and go where? If the assassin machine was correct, then we cannot reach the hangar. Be silent. I need some time to think.
Look, I don't mean to cast another shadow on this, but even if you could reach the ship you came in on, it wouldn't matter. You'd need the orbital drift charts to clear the Paragus asteroid field unless you want to have the shortest flight out of Paragus ever recorded. Well, of course they have the asteroid drift charts in their Navicomputer. They'd have to. We'd have to get to the bridge. That's the biggest problem I can see.
That is a sound plan for the moment. Let us go.
Very funny. Right now, I'm better off with the two of you. So let's go. Oh, you mean with the huge crew we brought along with us? That's a brilliant idea.
The two of you, be silent. We need a course of action, not division in our ranks. Otherwise, this ship will be our last stand. The greatest technique is to do the same without resorting to the Force. It is far more effective to persuade one to do your will without calling on the Force. Do not use the Force as a crutch. You have survived long without it. Do not use it to weaken you. To rely on the Force for such trivial matters will weaken you. Such is the pull of the dark side. Be warned, once you walk down that path to the dark side, it will forever control your destiny. Take such actions if you must, but do not let it consume you, as it has others. The dark side leaves its marks upon the flesh and upon the galaxy. Know that the more such acts you commit, the more they will mark you. I do not want that. I cannot use that. No effect. That did not do anything. I do not understand what you mean. All right. Done. Failed. Never mind. This place is strong in the Force. Guard your feelings closely. They may betray you here. This place is strong in the Force. It is calming. A place where those at peace can gather their strength. This place is strong in the Force. It is difficult to center oneself here. And as promised, I shall show you how it affects your strengths. What skill would you say is your greatest strength? Very well. Return when you are, and I shall have more to impart. Then why are you here? Other questions, perhaps? Have you come for more training? Are you ready now to learn the higher mysteries? The Jedi Council was wrong, you know. Your bonding with others, it is not due to the Force. It is simply who you are. It is the human part of you. It touched me, and it has left its mark. I do not want to train you to be a Jedi Knight. I want you to learn to be a man. I do not want to train you to be a Jedi Knight. I want you to learn to be human. I want to train you what to be when you are not a Jedi Knight. Ah, now you are learning. Do you know why those we meet display such weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. It is only through interaction, through decision and choice, through confrontation, physical or mental, that the Force can grow within you. You have seen it. You have felt it within you as you have traveled with me. The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings. Yet the power does not build without such struggle. Through small cruelties, greater ones are born. There is something I must tell you about combat, about wielding a blade as you do. I will silence this one. Focus. This shall not stop us for long. Let us end this. This one is mine. What is it? Yes, I hear you. I'm wounded. I must rest.
Fall!
I cannot harm this one. The device is placed. The device is disarmed. To the shadows I go. Let me look around. I shall attend to it. I cannot open this mechanism. It is open. I must go alone. Let us continue on. I have been poisoned.
Oh, really? Is that it? How you could ever possibly hope to understand is beyond me. Jedi don't have family. I know what happened at Malachor 5, and I know the Jedi didn't care about life there.
What? No, of course not. Not like that, anyway. In many ways, you are dangerous. You could be the savior of the galaxy, or you could bring untold destruction upon us all.
Look, whatever you did in the Central Core has got the emergency systems working again. I think we can take a shuttle to the planet's surface from here.